Now that MLP Season 5 is over, what would you like to see in Season 6? Now, here are some of my answers. First, I'd like to see Diamond Tiara step up as a better character. Have her go through the same kind of stuff as Sunset Shimmer is going through. Show that she is truly reformed, but she's also struggling with learning how to be reformed. That maybe she occasionally still slips back into her old ways, but tries to still remain friends with the CMC and the other ponies. I definitely don't want to see her fully revert back to how she was before she was reformed, because that would defeat the purpose of having her reform. Thanks to things like amending fences and slice of life, we now know that background ponies can be put to good use and even given lines on the show. I'd love to see more of that happen with occasional small parts, or possibly with large chunks of the episode. Not quite as zany as Slice of Life was, but something more along the line of what Amending Fences did. Or at least give the background ponies an occasional single sentence to say every so often. The characters have canon voices and established personalities, so let's do something with that. Starlight Glimmer shouldn't be Twilight's only student. I'd like to see not only Starlight Glimmer get more to do in the upcoming episodes, but show that Twilight has also taken on other students. Perhaps Moondancer or Sweetie Belle, maybe Trixie, maybe some of the other popular unicorns. Maybe even show Sunset Shimmer come back and continue to learn lessons from Twilight, even if it's via book messaging. Next, I'd like to see some more returning characters. Not just the characters who have already returned, like Dilda and Coco, but also other returning characters like Babseed, Lightning Dust, and Trixie, ones that we didn't get a chance to see return in Season 5. Although we definitely need to follow up on Dilda and Toto and Double Diamond and some of those others. We've had plenty of Luna-centered episodes in the past several seasons, and why not? She's considered to be best princess by many a brony. But how about we put the spotlight on Celestia and get a better feel for exactly what she does in her off time, or what kinds of royal responsibilities she takes care of other than teaching Twilight lessons. Next, I'd like to see a nice Daring Do episode. Something where she goes on some kind of adventure and finds some kind of MacGuffin that contributes to the overarching plot. Maybe even encounters a villain who will later threaten the characters in an upcoming episode. We definitely don't want to make her into a character that really exists in real life and then completely put her back into the background. It's definitely also fun to go back and play with that whole treasure hunting theme. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I'd love to see the main six's family expanded upon. We know plenty about Rarity and Twilight and now Pinkie Pie, and plenty about all of the many countless Apple members, but let's expand upon Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy for a change. The two ponies who we know very little about. I'd also like to see a Zatora-centered episode, something that maybe includes other zebras, or gives us a little bit of backstory as to why she decided to live in the middle of the Everfree Forest, or how she came to learn all about potions and so forth. maybe even learn more about zebra culture in general. I'd like to see the CMC branch out. Now that they have their cutie marks, it's time for them to use them. Go out, find other ponies who need help discovering their cutie marks, and start giving cutie marks to those who didn't have them before, or help more ponies learn the meaning of their cutie marks. You might even want to incorporate some kind of way of signaling them to let them know when they are most needed, whether it's through the map or some other method. It's definitely time to see the CMC add some new members. Next, I'd like to see a completely new location. We've been to Manhattan a few times, and we've been to the snowy mountains in and around Yakatistan, to the desert environment of the Wild West, to the Crystal Empire, to Canterlot more times than I care to go, and to a few other places as well. We've been to forests and jungles and swamps and fire swamps and caves and so many other things. It's time to mix things up a bit and find a new environment. Take us perhaps maybe to a beach or a tropical island or something like that. Or perhaps even take us to some of the towns that we've heard so much about, like Philadelphia, Las Pegasus, Trottingham, or any number of other places that have been named on the show but haven't actually made a full appearance. The cutie map is still out there, so maybe it could still send the ponies places. Anyhow, that's all I can think of off the top of my head for this particular subject. Let me know what you would like to see happen in Season 6 and share some of your fun ideas. Thank you for watching, and good night.